Hey, at least we're in here out of the wind.
Oh, this is much worse.
Yeah, the wind's picked up in the last hour, so
Well, I've been watching.
it was still pretty nice when I got here at about 15 till 7.
We went into the airport about 4:30.
Yeah,
And when we come
still
back and
nice. Yeah,
everything, we came back out and it was like,
yeah. Yep. Well, that's a mix. Yeah, that's a mix, 1-to-1 salt and sand. So this is all straight rock salt, and then our sand pile, and then this is where we mix it to get a great look. What's that?
That's just rock salt?
That's just salt.
That's just salt with
Yeah.
brown with that?
Yeah, yeah. It's not been processed or anything, so that's why it looks brown. So not like you get from the store.
So typically salt is white.
Yeah, yeah, it's been processed. This has just come straight out of the salt mine. So
I didn't know it was
okay,
actually.
we're ready.
So you want to put kind of like right in the middle for all of us. If you can first just say and spell your name, please.
sure, my name is Rick Howland, RickHowland, and I work here at ODOT for the Annex, which is part of District 4, and I cover the metro area for construction and maintenance.
What's your title?
I'm basically the construction/maintenance engineer for the metro area for District 4.
So ODOT has already been out pre-treating the roads earlier this week. What's the next step for once the winter weather hits later today, especially come this weekend?
Yeah, we've been out last few days doing all the pre-treating with the brine and everything, getting all the elevated surfaces and the roadways as well. Right now, we're kind of just in a holding pattern, make sure all of our equipment's ready to go. We're watching the weather. A lot of times, being that the state of Oklahoma, we look which direction it's coming in from. So we'll reach out to our other districts, maybe in the northwest or southwest part of the state, depending on the direction, and see how things are going from that point. And then that gives us a little bit of time to prepare and get people on route and where they need to be, so that we're ready to attack the storm once it gets here.
Can you talk a little bit about that pre-treating that happened earlier this week and even a little bit today with some of the crews out there this morning?
Basically, it's a brine solution. It's a salt and water combination that we go out, and it will allow, with these freezing temperatures coming in, to maybe create a barrier and maybe things won't ice up near as quickly. So allow us to get out there, and once it does start coming down, to plow this and actually get it off there a little bit easier, a little quicker. So this is just one of the tools that we can use to get prepared for the storm that's going to be impending coming in.
I know that y'all are kind of like that holding stage, waiting for that winter weather to come in. Do y'all have a time period on when you think the crews will be heading out to treat, the interstates to do staging?
I already had 10 trucks out this morning doing staging. 5 of them are here ready to load up. We're anticipating the snow coming in around 4 or 5, so probably shortly around lunchtime or shortly after. I've got the remaining 35 that'll be out and staged throughout Oklahoma County and Canadian County. So once it does start coming in, they will, if they need to plow, they'll plow. If they need to get out and spread the material on the elevated surfaces, if those are ones that'll freeze up first, they'll be there to get that taken care of. And depending on how fast it comes in, we'll have them out and ready to go.
Can you talk about the workforce you're going to have out there? How many crews, how many miles covering?
Basically, yeah, we've got 46 trucks for the metro area. Like I said, Oklahoma County, Canadian County, they're going to stage all out Interstate 40, 35, 235, the state highways, so yeah, we'll have them all over, and we'll monitor how things are progressing throughout the storm. And we have 4 maintenance inspectors that will be out traveling with the crews and monitoring the roadways. Once we get some areas a little more cleaned up, we'll maybe pull some trucks from an area that's cleaned up and move it to an area that's a little bit more needing work. So
What's the shift schedule like for you guys?
most of the time with our big trucks, they kind of be on right around noon to midnight. So they're usually working 12-hour shifts. So that's kind of what we're looking at as far as the shifts is about it. At noon and midnight, they'll be swapping out drivers, getting some rest, and be ready for the next shift.
How many times will a truck have to come back here to reload so they go back out to the interstate?
It just depends on how much of it they're shooting. I mean, like I said, usually they'll go out and once it starts getting a little slick, they'll go ahead and put down the salt and sand, but they'll allow that to work in, and then they'll start plowing. Probably on average, when it starts really coming down, they'll probably be in once an hour to refill, because it's one of those where you want to put the material down and let it do its work before you plow it back up. So it's really knowing what's out there and knowing when you need to plow or when you need to salt and sand.
Is there any coordination with the city crews, or you guys stay
We try to help out and talk about them along with the turnpike. We stay in communications a lot of time with them, and if there's ever a situation, we do well communicating back and forth. So if there is an emergency or an issue, they reach out to us if we need to, or vice versa. If it's something going on and we got an issue, we can reach out to them as well. So
There was obviously a lot of salt behind you.
yes.
How much are you anticipating? Like this to be gone, halfway gone?
More than likely, probably use about half of it. So we usually try to stockpile enough stuff for 2 major storm events. We've got basically all 8 salt sheds around the area and 2 satellite ones. So, we've got plenty of material. Sometimes we may run low on one, so we may transfer one to another or have the trucks go to one of the other ones. But no, we're pretty set up for 2 major storms.
With there being multiple salt barns in the area, is this salt specifically for a specific area or specific county in Oklahoma?
We use it for everything, but this one's going to be more for the north side. We have one here. We have one down on I-240 in Air Depot. We have one close to the fairgrounds. We have one out on Northwest Expressway in the Turnpike, out on I-40 in Peebly area, and then we've got a couple, 2 or 3 out in the Canadian County area as well. So we try to keep them close to where they're running, just for logistics and they're out on the road instead of driving somewhere to get refilled.
Is there a message you have for drivers heading out today?
They keep saying this one's going to be compared to Christmas Eve 2009, 2011. So if you don't have to get out, don't, because you may end up in a snowbank somewhere, and then you're just slowing us up from getting the roads cleared. So less people that are out on the roadway, it makes it easier for us to get out there and remove the stuff. So come Monday morning, hopefully everyone will at least have a decent commute back into the city.
Can you just talk about the little science behind how this will treat the roads?
Pardon me?
Can you just talk a little bit about how this salt and sand mix will treat the roads and not liquid?
Well, the salt and sand combination, the sand is for the traction. The salt will help melt the snow and ice. It's usually only good to about 18, 20 degrees. So once it starts getting colder, that becomes more of a plowing operation than applying material. We'll still put it down. It may be more of a salt or more of a sand than salt, because a lot of times we mix it 1 to 1. But if we're starting to, the salt becomes ineffective, then we may start using a little bit more sand just so you have the traction. So it's one of those things. As the storm goes on, we'll get with the loaders, and when they're doing the mix piles, we'll tell them basically what we want as far as the mixture combination.
How many days do you expect to be out for the remainder of the storm?
Being that it's going to be this cold, we know the snow's probably going to stop Sunday, but I can probably guarantee we'll probably have crews out into Tuesday, just doing all the cleanup and everything. So it's just my best educated guess on that from past experience.
Lastly, just for anybody that does see a snowplow or crews out working, what should they keep in mind distance-wise and safety?
They're going to be a lot of times out applying material, and you definitely don't want to be within 200 feet of one of those, so just give them their space. Sometimes we'll have 2 or 3 in tandem, so we'll be trying to go there and clear, with 2 or 3 trucks, and just be patient, either follow behind them or make a stop somewhere and get a snack to eat if you're out, and then get back on the road after we've gone through there. So yeah, I'm just going to say pack a lot of patience and let us get out there and do what we need to do. And the more freedom we have out there on the roadway, it makes it easier for us to get this cleared off.
I have one last question. Are there any obstacles or issues you anticipate, or things that you've dealt with in the past going out there on the roads?
The only thing I can say is kind of reverting back to the bad snowstorms we had in 2009 and all that, is if people do get out and get stuck, then we've got to get around those stuck vehicles. So that's as far as obstacles go, yeah, having a stuck vehicle right in the middle of the roadway is a big hindrance of getting something done. So that's the biggest thing.
I know you all focus on the interstates. Is there one interstate that's maybe
we're not going to focus on one versus the other. We're going to focus more on a lot of elevated surfaces at first because those are going to be the first ones to freeze. So you'll see a lot of them, or some of our interchanges that have the flyovers and all that. So we will definitely have vehicles staged up there first and monitor those areas because those are going to be the first ones to have some potential issues. So we'll start there and go from there. Oh, yeah, definitely while you're out, or if you get out, you know, definitely buckle up and definitely no texting and driving. I know people are curious of what the weather's doing and all that, but don't try to do that while you're driving. So focus on, if you are out on the roads, focus on the road in front of you and the people around you. Because you may be fine driving in it, but there's a lot of other people that may not be. So you got to watch out for them too. Only thing I'm going to add is if you don't need to be out, please don't. It'll be safer for everyone. Oh, yeah, you can check road conditions at okroads.gov. .org, sorry. It's an app on my phone, so I never look at the website on there. So, but yeah, you can download the app and you can always check the road conditions as well.
That's where to track snowplows too, right?
OKC Snowplows. Yeah. You're welcome.
Does it just pop out?
Yeah, it's called that.
Oh, okay. I don't want to break it.